r/AskReddit by Reddit tells Walmart employees, what's the worst thing you have seen inside your store? To stock the crafts section on overnights. I'm kinda an awkward person, so no human contact was great for me. This old guy on a scooter insisted upon sitting in my aisle for like hours, just staring at the needles. Okay, whatever. I stocked everything I could. But finally I needed him to move, and honestly I was a little creeped out at this point. I mentioned it to my manager on the way to lunch. After lunch he was gone. Turns out he had died there like 5 hours ago. This definitely qualifies as worst thing you've seen in a store. Imagine your final moments are in a ducking Walmart, poor bastard. Just go get my needles, Harold. It's not gonna kill you. Shine. First job out of high school, 2009. Moved cross country to be with my girlfriend. End up working at a Walmart as a janitor overnight in the worst part of town in Tulsa. Admiral Memorial for any locals. This place had everything it could underlock. High theft, and a few people had died there, so the workers nicknamed it Killmart. One night, a guy's in the sporting goods area and wants to buy something. He takes his wallet out, sets it on the counter for a second. Thief walks up and grabs it, runs off. The victim proceeds to grab a golf club, chase the man down and violently beat him in an aisle. Blood, broken neck. I'm like 95% positive the guy died. Destroyed aisle. Everyone in the store flipped. A bunch were calling people to view it in the CCTV room. My manager waved me down and asked me to clean up the aisle so the store would look nice for the morning. You know, the crime scene. I clocked out for lunch, quit the next day. Saw some crazy lady probably on some kinda drugs take out a tampon and throw it at someone cause they didn't like her tone. Crazy itch, just plucked it out and tossed it like a bloody hand grenade. Standing next to a female mannequin and took off the clothes and tried to stick his dick into the mannequin's butt. Can't unsee that for the rest of my life. Desperate times call for desperate measures. This in another Walmart thread. It's still one of my favorite stories from my mom. My mom worked at Walmart for about a year. She actually liked it as she was more active, but she decided to quit after the jewelry department manager had a meltdown and started throwing jewelry at customers. One old lady got pelted in the head with a heavy ring box, and it was over. Turns out the manager was selling the jewelry to friends and family, but would keep the boxes and stuff them with rocks and trash, so inventory would stay the same. She had the meltdown before she was caught. They had to drag her out of the store that day. Throwing their used children diaper on top of the freshly baked cookies I just put out, had to throw out 700 cookies. Customer service at Walmart for a little bit, and one night, just as I was closing customer service down, a man came in screaming for help. He was wearing a white shirt, but it was drenched red in some areas. He said he was shot twice, and he thought he was gonna die. He lifted up his shirt to show us he wasn't just some druggie and really needed help. Lo and behold, there were 2 holes bleeding around this man's torso. Lucky for him, an off-duty paramedic was in line buying groceries and called it in fast for the ambulance. The photo lab specialist for 2 years and some really awful pics. The worst was a toddler surrounded by marijuana buds and guns. We had to get the on-duty cop involved when the guy came back to pick them up. Edit for more info on why the cop was involved. I believe the guy was in the pic with the kid and had gang signs with one hand and almost putting a gun to the kid's head. It's been a while, so it's a bit fuzzy. But Lowe's. Someone had a mobile meth lab set up in lawn and garden. Jesus. Like, did the meth head or meth heads involved think that people wouldn't notice? Meth head or meth heads thinking? Pick one. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe so we can get the gold and silver together.